Hi, hey, I'm Morgan, and today I'm here to bring you my August book haul. So August was a pretty good month for me. I maintained a pretty average number of books. For me, I obtained 7 books in the month of August, and I'm really excited to talk to you about them. So the first one that I'm going to be talking about is Whiskey, Words, and a Shovel Volume 3 by R.H. Sin, and I obviously read this as well, so you will be seeing it in my August wrap-up. This is the third and final installment in R.H. Sin's Whiskey, Words, and a Shovel trilogy of poems, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy R.H. Sin. Also, special shout out to R.H. Sin for shouting out you girl on his Instagram story, which was the kindest thing, and I'm still like in awe about it, and I'm very jazzed about it. So yeah, I really enjoyed this poetry collection, and I continue to enjoy the works of R.H. Sin. I'll talk about this more in my wrap-up. The next book that I picked up this month was Born to Love, Cursed to Feel by Samantha King, and ironically enough, Samantha King is R.H. Sin's partner, and she wrote this poetry collection. I haven't given this a read yet, I haven't gotten around to it, but I am very excited to read it. I love reading new poetry collections and reading new to me authors and poets, so I will definitely keep you guys posted on how I feel about this one once I dive into it. Next up here I have a graphic novel, and it is Archie Volume 1, and this is by Mark Waid, Fiona Staples, Annie Wu, and Veronica Fish. This is the first volume in the new reboot of the Archie comics, and it has the first 6 trade paperback issues of it, and I am so excited about this. I think I went over this in one of my Reading Quest vlogs, but I used to read the older Archie comics when I was younger. My grandpa used to take my siblings and I to the second-hand half-price bookstore, and he would buy us comic books or books, and I always picked out something in the Riverdale universe, whether it was Archie or Betty and Veronica or Jughead. I was always reading books in this world, so seeing it rebooted and seeing it done over makes me so happy, and I read this in August as well, so you'll be seeing it in my wrap-up. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Next up I have Paper Towns by John Green. This is the hardcover edition. I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I'm working on getting all of John Green's books in hardcover. John and I go to the book loft at least like once or twice a month, and we look there, and they always have John Green's books in hardcover, which I'm always super excited about. But this follows our main character, Quentin Jacobson, who has always lived next door to this girl, Margot Roth Spiegelman, and he loves her and like has always really enjoyed her. And one night they spend this evening just getting revenge on all of these people that did Margot pretty dirty, and then the next day she disappears and she leaves behind these clues supposedly for Quentin. So Quentin goes on this road trip and starts following these clues in order to find Margot. It's a really beautiful story. It kind of tackles the Manic Pixie Dream Girl trope a lot better than Looking for Alaska does, in my opinion. I think this one does kind of highlight that it does follow it for a little bit, and then it says one of my favorite lines in literature, which is, what a treacherous thing it is to believe that a person is more than a person, and I think that this is one of John Green's strongest novels. It's definitely now an unpopular opinion to like John Green. It used to be an unpopular opinion to dislike him, but you know, I understand that there are problems and things with his books that aren't perfect, but I can still look past the problematic things and love them for the problems and still be a critical reader of John Green's works. So yeah, I still plan on collecting his books in hardcover because I want to have all of them in hardcover because I'm a mess. I'm very excited to pick this one up this month. Next up here I have Jughead Volume 1, and this is by Chip Zdarsky and Erica Henderson. Same thing with Archie. I absolutely love anything that takes place in the Riverdale universe, and once I finished Archie Volume 1, there was actually issue 1 of Jughead at the very end, and I read it and I was like, okay, time to start getting Jughead as well. So I haven't read this yet. I've only read issue 1 at the end of Archie Volume 1, but this has the first 6 issues of the trade paperbacks of Jughead as well, and I'm really excited to dive into this. Jughead is probably one of my favorite graphic novel characters. I've always thought that he's really silly, and I think that rebooting such a well-loved series of graphic novels is a very harrowing thing. It can be very anxiety-inducing for these authors and these illustrators, but I think they did a great job on putting a modern twist on these characters and making them more modernized and more fresh while also maintaining the integrity of these characters. And I think they're doing a great job, and I can't wait to read more in this universe. And I'm very, very excited. I'll probably read this before the month's end, so you'll probably see this in my wrap-up as well. And the last two books that I acquired in the month of August were books that I acquired in this month's Owl Crate. And the first one is Sleepy Hollow and Other Short Stories by Washington Irving. This is just a collection of Washington Irving's short stories. This is an exclusive edition made just for Owl Crate by Rock Paper Books, and I think that this cover is absolutely stunning. I've never actually read Sleepy Hollow or any other stories by Washington Irving, so I think I'm going to settle down in this with some cozy pajamas and a nice cup of coffee and just enjoy the spookiness, because fall is vastly approaching and I'm very, very, very excited about it. And the last book that I got in the month of August and the book of the month for Owl Crate this month was The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd Jones. I can't believe I got that on the first try. And this is an Owl Crate exclusive cover as well. This book follows our main character Dee, who's a little down on her luck. She doesn't have the best home life, and her boarding school where she feels the most free and feels more like herself is about to kick her out due to lack of funding. But Dee lives in a world where demons exist and people can exchange body parts to these demons for one wish come true, and Dee makes a deal with this demon to stay at her boarding school, and the demon is not interested in any other body part except for her heart. And then Dee meets James, who has also had his heart taken, supposedly by the same demon, and they work together to try to get their hearts back, and something like love blossoms between them, but can they really give their hearts to each other if they're not theirs to give, is basically the tagline of this book. It's supposed to be super dark and atmospheric and spooky, and I'm definitely going to read this in the fall as well. I love spooky reads during like Halloween time and during the fall, and I'm really, really, really excited about this one. So you guys, there you have it. That was my book haul for the month of August. Pretty substantial book haul. I'm really excited about all the books that I got this month. I think I'm most excited about the reboot of Archie and Jughead because nostalgia, but also The Hearts We Sold it sounds like it's gonna be my cup of tea. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me some comments on what you thought about the books that I acquired this month. If you've read any of them, if there's something that you'd be interested in, or if there's something you plan on reading in the near future. And if you'd like to see more of my content, you can always subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you want to see my mug in any other places besides BookTube, my social media links are in the description below. Like I said, my name is Morgan. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and happy reading. Okay, bye!